Alright, so if you want to catch trades like this using only fair value gaps, please make sure you stay to the end of the video so that you know how I take these trades. Alright, let's get straight to the video. Alright, so first of all, what is a fair value gap? To put it in simple terms, a fair value gap is a gap that price creates when an impulse move is created. So for example, if we have 3 candles right over here, and on the, so candle 1, candle 2, candle 3, there needs to be a gap between candle 1 and a gap between candle 2. So where will the fair value gap be? From this week to this week. So that is a fair value gap, and then we want price to retrace to this level and then continue forward. Now it works exactly on the opposite way. If you have a candle right over here, a fair value gap consists out of 3 candles. So if this is your 3 candles, there needs to be a gap between the first and the third candle, and when you extend this gap, you want price to retrace to this gap and then continue further. So that's a nice and simple way of what is a fair value gap. So basically what we are going to look for is we're going to look for price to create. We are going to look for a liquidity sweep of a previous high or low. This is going to be in a session, Asia, London, or New York. Then price needs to take the liquidity sweep. And then for this one, we're going to wait for the first fair value gap to form. And then we're going to enter and anticipate that price is going to continue if we have a reversal. So for this one, if you want extra confirmation, we need to wait for the market structure shift. For this video that I'm showing you now, what I've seen is when we have a session and there's a sweep of the session, you can enter on the opposite first fair value gap and then target a 1 till 2. Alright, so to make this a little bit easier for you, I want you to type in Flux Charts Price Action Toolkit. This one here. It is a paid one, but you're going to see now what I mean. That's going to make this life so much easier for you. Alright, so when you are inside of this indicator, this is an all-in-one indicator. I want you to disable everything, and I want you to add the fair value gap. The settings that I have is sensitivity 3, invalidation method close, and detection method all. I want to add the midline and the label. Also, the link is in the description of this video. Please make sure you go check out Flux Charts. They have a bunch of stuff that can help you with your trading from price action toolkit, support and resistance, back testing indicators, algo indicators, everything like that. So link in the description, go check it out. Alright, so when we look at this piece of price action, you will see that liquidity has been taken. All that we're waiting for now is a fair value gap. So let's play and see what happens. There we go. We created our fair value gap after we took the London's high. New York is about to open. Let's put our opening position there. And we target at least a 1 till 2 risk to reward trade. Let's see what happens. There you go. As you can see, it was a beautiful trade. Now we left another fair value gap after we took liquidity right over here. And then let's see what happens if we get tagged in. Yes, we do get tagged in. So you can put your trade right over here. just above this high, and let's target a 1 or 2, and there you go. So 2 winning trades on one day. Alright, so let's look at another example. Right, so currently we are in Asia. We want to wait for Asia to finish. There we go. We took the Asia highs right over here. As you can see, equal highs. And this little dot means it's a liquidity sweep. So let's see what happens if we get a fair value gap to the downside. There we go. Let's enter our position there. Stops above this high. And we target a 1 or 2 risk to reward trade. Let's see how it plays out. Beautiful trade. As you can see at the start of London, we took Asia highs, liquidity sweep. We had this fair value gap and price came down. If you wanted to have extra confirmation, you could have waited for this market structure shift right over here, and as soon as price created another fair value gap, you could have entered there with stops above this high, and then you can target a 1 till 2. So stops above this high, you target a 1 till 2. Let's see if this trade plays out. Beautiful, as you can see. Alright, let's go to another session. Alright, so as you can see, this fair value gap was created. We got a nice trade right over here at the beginning of Asia session. We took the liquidity here and we came down. Asia session is about to finish. There we go. So created our Asia highs right over here. And let's see what happens. There we go. We had a sweep. So now we're waiting for a fair value gap to the downside. There we go. Put our trade there. Our stops can go below, can go above this fractal high right over here. And let's target a 1 or 2, see if it plays out. If it's like a big range like this, you can take your partials or break even at 1 to 1. So let's see if this trade plays out. We tagged in. And we have a beautiful trade, 1 to 2 risk to reward trade. After we took liquidity, we waited for that fair value gap in London, and then 1 to 2 and a beautiful trade. Let's look at one more example. Alright, so let's look at this last example. Asia session is about to finish. Let's see if Asia lows or highs get swept. There we go. So Asia lows has been swept. What we need to do now, we need to wait now for a fair value gap to the upside. Let's see if we get one. There we go. We created one right over here. Enter our trade right over there. Stops below this fractal low. And you can target a 1 or 2. And let's see if this trade plays out. Beautiful. As you can see, we had our 1 or 2 trade, and that's what we look for. Alright, so just a quick recap. When we have a session, this can be Asia, London, or New York. When the next session starts, we want price, if this is the session, we want price to break out of a session, we want to go the opposite direction. We want to wait for a fair value gap and target a 1 till 2. So for example, we broke out, there's our fair value gap, entered, broke out from a 1 till 2. And let's say, for example, this is London. And price continues in London. And we break out in London. The next thing we want to look for, because we had a sweep above the session's high, we want to wait for a fair value gap to turn to the downside. So what we want to do, we want to wait for price to create a fair value gap, and then we want to trade back into this fair value gap, and then we want to continue the trade for 1 till 2 risk to reward trade. Alright, hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe, and then I'll see you in the next one.